I just got the most ejector airtime ever. It's by far the best theme park show there is. This ride is that old. It's in 4x3. Good morning. Very wet one today. It's 10 AM. I'm gonna go for a quick swim, even though it's chucking it down. I quite like being in the pool when it is raining, as long as the pool's heated, obviously. And then later on, we will go into Universal. I might have to take a coat. And obviously, a lot of the rides won't be in a great state if the rain keeps up. The water's running at Volcano Bay. Even I accept today might not be the best day to visit there. Right. Gonna go for a swim. I don't really go in the hot tub because there's normally like 80 people in there. So maybe I should go in that this morning. The worst thing about getting out of the hot tub is you're even more cold when you get out of it. But it was amazing. I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to hot and cold, and actually if you put your foot over the jet, very hot. Right, back up there and try and make a plan for the rest of the day. Maybe look at the weather. Okay. It's 2 o'clock. It's been raining pretty much all day, but apparently on the Dark Sky app it says it's only going to be raining now for another hour. I don't really want to take a bag because it's just a bit of a faff. And I'm not sure it'll fit in one of the smaller lockers, so I'm going to brave it without the bag and without my coat, because it shouldn't rain after that. This isn't broken. It just, for whatever reason, didn't charge the night before, but it's fine now. I just looked at the queue times, and the queue times seem exceptionally small. I think the rain in the morning and up to this point in the day has really put people off. Hagrid's is on 45 minutes at the moment, and I haven't seen that leave 75 minutes the entirety of my visit to Florida. If it's still that low, I'll probably start off by going on Hagrid's again, and then it's 2 o'clock, so I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. I think Studio's open till 8. Islands Adventure open till 10. So I'll hopefully get the VelociCoaster in the dark. As well as do some of the attractions in Studios. It's slightly drizzling still, so I think the Hulk has literally just come back up. Because it closes in the rain. Well, from what I can tell, it closes in the rain. But I've not seen Rip Ride Rocket go again. I'm going to get an Uber there and possibly walk back, because the cost of Ubers coming back are incredible. Going there has always been like 6 or 7 quid, but coming back is always very expensive. Also, earlier in the day, there was actually, it must have been that cold out, there was steam, plenty of steam coming out of Volcano Bay from the slides. There must just be no one in there today. Oh, someone's braving the tower there next to the green and blue slides. But yeah, it'd be pretty dead today. Right, let's go. My Uber's ordered. This guy is still going, but he's on his way to falling over. So I think we'll start in Hollywood Studios and do a couple there. It's hard to know what to do, because if the sun comes out, will everybody rush to the parks? I don't know. But I'd like to do the Harry Potter, the Gringotts in Studios part whilst it's quite quiet. Half an hour wait. I don't know if there's a single rider queue for that. Yeah, I'm planning to go to Universal again tomorrow, because there's probably going to be bits that I'm going to miss. And also just have a couple more rides on VelociCoaster because it's so good. All the stuff with VelociCoaster looked a bit miserable because of the grey weather, but it is what it is. And I'm excited to do the rest of the stuff now in Studios Park, except for Fast and Furious, which is as bad as Kong. It's pretty much the same sort of ride system. And I'm really excited to see the Bourne Stuntacular again from a view that means I can see the stage. Very excited for that. It has just started to rain significantly harder. Here's mine, I think. Hi, for Stuart. Oh.
Using the right lane, make a right turn.
Arrived just in time for the sun to come out. That was a good bit of luck, that. Let's see how we get on. I'm going to go into studios first and try and do Gringotts, and then I might just get the train straight over from there because I've not done the train yet. The train will kick me out just outside Hagrid's as well, so I can then do the two back to back. He was also he didn't say anything to me, the Uber driver, even when I got out, which I don't mind really. I mean, being quiet is fine, but there's no radio on. It was like awkwardly silent. At least put some tunes on. I mean, I know it's 2 p.m, but it was 2 p.m. the other day when I came here, and there is no one. It's eerily quiet. Right, off to studios.
Please, watch your step.
Do you want to go here at some point? The queue actually looks quite small at the moment. Now, if you didn't watch the previous video, you won't know that Universal don't allow much filming on anything. So you won't see much filming today on the rides. In that case, nothing I can do about that. Hi. Thank you. No matter which lane I seem to pick whenever I come into the park, it's always one where someone has a problem. And that's the problem with that system. If one person has a problem in front of you, the whole queue on just that row completely stops. The park does seem incredibly busy, but the queues don't seem that bad. I have never done the Shrek. Is it a 4D cinema? It is going soon, but I'm not particularly fussed about it. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. The 13 of Florida. It's now sunny and it can't run. 13 now has a policy that can't operate 30 minutes after it rained or something like that. I think this is pretty much the same as that. Apparently this guy is a bit of a celebrity. He pops in and out of the tree every so often. I think he even has his own merch these days.
Hey fellas, speaking of the holidays, I can't get this stud finder to work.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, it's the one you got me last year. It's just, it's not finding any studs.
Oh, so.
I must say, I couldn't really tell you much about Harry Potter, but this area I find with the hidden walls absolutely fantastic. So it is 40 minutes, which is still quite long. But I might get the train across whilst the sun comes out. In this park, a lot of the rides are actually indoors. In fact, very few are outdoors. Okay, what's the damage? Oh, it's gone up to 75 minutes. Let's see if there's a single rider queue. So on this one it says just the bags. I don't think there's a metal detector in this one. There is a single rider queue though. So I'm going to go down that way. So if you wanted to see the main queue, you probably won't in my videos. Oh, to be fair. I think that big room is one of the main bits to see, to be fair. So I think this bit here at the top is the main queue, and the curved staircase is the single rider queue. So probably another 10 minutes. If you're a single rider, you have to get your glasses at the top. I'll see you after the ride. It's a good ride. I just feel it needs a finale roller coaster bit, rather than just going around the corner. Oh, we're done, are we? Okay. The technology and stuff obviously is great. Trains are really quite compact. In fact, it's the first ride here and Disney, between here and Disney, I've seen several people struggle to actually get on. I mean, when you're doing those motion simulator bits, it's the entire track that's moving, not the car. The entire track moves up and down. The cars move left and right. I will come back to Harry Potter Land Diagon Alley. But I'm going to try and go over to the other part. Just because it's sunny, the coasters are open before the queues go. Jurassic, the VelociCoaster at the minute is on 35 minutes, Motorbike an hour. So try and get on them. I'm going to go on the train anyway because I've not been on the train, even though it's a half an hour, 40-minute wait it was before. So we'll see what that's like as well. So to ride this, you've got to have a park hopper ticket. Cheers, thank you. Very clever idea from Universal to make it so you have to purchase a 2-part ticket to go on this Harry Potter ride. Ka-ching! I actually thought this was just theming, but it's a genuine shop and they'll sell you a beer in a queue line. I've never ever seen a ride where you can buy a beer in the queue line. This queue wasn't as bad as I thought, because this middle bit isn't switchback. It is, but only for a little bit over there. And only one train has been arrived, which is so people getting off it. And it's moved up a hell of a lot. If you left this luggage on a UK train station, it would be destroyed by the British Transport Police. So, not very realistic. I think I got a little bit unlucky with when I joined the queue, because it's absolutely eating people. I'm amazed really. I know it's a big train, but it only departs every 5-6 minutes, maybe at best. And even that might be being generous to it, but we have not stopped moving. I know we've still got a bit to do up the stairs, and I think there's a queue upstairs as well, but even so, just the sheer amount of people it's taking on is incredible. So, the tram can't go up the stairs, and obviously here you have to take everything with you because you're going to another park. So, if you've got a pram, you come out of the line there, and imagine rejoining a similar place. See there, people disappearing into the wall? Really nice effect. see the rope which pulls the train. So there's 2 trains on the circuit. Looks like one track, but it's not. In the middle there's a little crossover section, so they can pass each other. And from this angle you can't see the one that just left. But you can see the wheels moving to the right, and that's pulling in our train. Really clever. Here it is.
Row 1, right this way. Right there.
This one?
Right here, first captain cheese. First captain cheese.
Configuration.
Do you know what she's talking about?
Are you alright, Harry?
I'm okay. I'm okay. That was brilliant.
Thank you. It's quite good that they've actually got this big space here where you could stop and actually take some pictures and stuff. Because on this side, don't forget the Hagrid's roller coaster queue line gets in the way of the picture outside. Right, we're gonna brave the motorbike queue again, which I think might start to my left again like it did yesterday. It doesn't today, so it must be significantly shorter, which is good news. I will take my phone in the queue line today because I thought there were scanners, therefore everyone had to put it in the locker, but you don't, so I'll get some shots of the coaster today. It's currently 75 minutes. I'm going to get some shots from the regular line, and I'm going to just hover around and see if the single rider queue opens, because like I say, single rider gets priority. It's easier for a single rider to then get the motorbike seat, and there's no conversation about, you know, where the main queue would like to sit. But I was saying the queue line does look a lot shorter than yesterday, because I was queuing from back here yesterday. So I think the single rider queue is also used by some sort of fast pass or disability line or something like that. Because people are going up there, but only as and when. And the single rider is still closed. So the queue time has gone down though to 60 minutes rather than 75. So we'll brunt it for one last go. So when this is running all its trains and it's flying round, it's incredible to see all the trains whizzing round. Substantially shorter than yesterday. You can see in here, this is the projection tower for the castle show. Subtle. This obviously used to be some sort of pre-show, which has since been decommissioned. And here begins the staff shouting at you, basically. So you can see here, this is the single rider queue. Plenty of people in it. But I don't know how long they've been waiting, if it's been closed for so long. So far I've been waiting 25 minutes. So if you're an even number, you go down this way. If you're an odd number, you go down on there. Then you can partner you up with the single rider line. It is clever, however, if everybody in that queue is an odd number, why can't they just put two odd numbers together? Then you don't need a single rider line ever. That run was fantastic. Half an hour I waited, about 60 minutes, and then a single rider queue is open, so I'm going to try that and see how long it takes, because the single rider queue on this goes so fast, and like I said, there's no reason for it to exist because all the odd numbers are put together. So we'll see how long this takes. Like I said, it's advertised 60, I waited 32 minutes, well, that was after I got off the ride, I stopped the stopwatch. So we'll see how long this will take. But that run was absolutely fantastic. All the smoke was working today, wasn't working yesterday. And I didn't notice this before, but this, as you leave the drop section, there is smoke kind of blasting out all to your right for a long way, for a good like maybe 50 meters. And like it keeps on like ping, 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 ping all the way down. That was absolutely fantastic. I think if you're on the front, you actually might miss that, but I was halfway down there. I was towards the back of the train and got a great view of it. The queue kept moving because it didn't break down at all in the queue, which I know is very technical, there's a lot going on with it. Unlike 13, it can run in the rain. But yeah, really, really enjoyed. Oh, and also, even though I had to argue for it a little bit, because the guy didn't understand what I was saying about never getting a sidecar if you're a single rider, but in the normal queue. He didn't understand. But by the time I'd explained this to him, I'd stood on the right anyway to get my motorbike ride, which is better. So with this single rider queue now, so I wonder if I'll by chance get one again. But the queue's also got a lot bigger, and it still says 60 minutes, which is probably around about right now actually. But yeah, 32 minutes, and I'm really chuffed with that. And the only reason I'm coming to the queue again is because the single rider queue moves ridiculously fast. And it's open, and it's hardly ever open. Every time I've walked past, it's been closed. So let's give it a whirl. See how long this takes. The stopwatch is running again. So single riders come up this way.
For everyone's safety, this is
we're queuing outside. I've never seen it this long before.
Cameras.
So they did do an announcement, and they said all single riders need to go in the sidecar. I'm yet to see that happen. I've only seen that happen once. That was when I had to force my way over to the right-hand side. This guy here is much better than the woman who was there before. He talks to everyone as they come through individually. No shouting, no passive aggressiveness, and is just saying, "Have fun," and much better than the girl who was there previously. minutes is a single rider, and that seemed like a big single rider queue as well. And it's advertised, as I joined, it was advertised 75 minutes. And the single rider queue is still open, but it is all the way back here. That time, I was in the sidecar, as it should be if you're a single rider. They did put me on the right, but I just asked, I said, do you want to go on the motorbike? And they wanted to go on the motorbike, so I thought that was fair. And that's the way it should be. But it's just that, but I got a front row on there, so like, I've not been on the front there before, so that's a nice little bonus. And again, that smoke whizzing down the right hand side, I absolutely love that during the launch after the drop section. Absolutely fantastic. And it's getting dark. I might try and get a night ride on it later on. So I'm over in the queue to go back over to the studios park. It's quite low now. Bearing in mind it shuts in about an hour and a half, I think. So I'm not sure. If it's quite quiet, I'll do that. I'll go over there and do a couple of rides over that side. I think that says 70 minutes, which must be, that's crazy this time. I'll go and have a look and see how long it looks. It says 50 minutes. If it looks huge, I might bail. Far too busy. The express queue is easily like 6 trains on its own before you even got to the normal line. So I'm going to go to the loo and I'm going to get some food. I'm quite hungry now. And then see what I might do after that. I might just walk around it'll just be faster to walk. I'm not particularly fussed about getting the train. It'll just be a nice connection from here. Theme parks at night. It's still the best thing. It's actually starting to rain again. It did say on the app, no more rain. I'm hoping for a huge downpour, get rid of everybody and get a park to myself. That's the plan. I almost didn't do this in 2019. The last minute decision to do it because there was talks of it being ripped out and it hasn't come back after COVID. So I'm glad I did it. It was a show, walkthrough show with several scenes. The scenes were huge, some good special effects in there. I do think they can do something else with it now. I mean, the Stuntacular. Another one of them in there, please. That was brilliant. I actually hate Zeus Landing, everything about it. It does, however, provide fantastic views of VelociCoaster and the Hulk. I always say, but theme parks in the dark are always better. So I'm going to go over to the Hollywood Studios again and walk over that way. I'm trying to find something like light to eat, but I've got the options of a pretzel, a churro, and a corn dog. And that is it. Everything else is meal based. So I don't know what to do. I'll probably end up getting a pretzel. I'm going to get a drink instead. That'll keep me going for a bit. So I've come out of the park and turned left. This is the fastest way between the parks. This is where I got that milkshake, which nearly killed me of sugar overdose. It was nice though. It was just a lot. Right, we're back at Universal Studios. Take 2. Right, I think I'm going to go for Revenge of the Mummy. I remember that being particularly good, actually. Better than what I thought it was going to be. Oh, E.T.'s only 15 minutes. I might do E.T. actually. But they're all look pretty decent, actually. Also, the park's open until... That's a nice on the eyes. Yeah, I might do ET. I don't think there's any more Stuntacular shows today. Because it's dark, I'd rather spend time in the park, I think. Unless there's one about to start, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Revenge of the Mummy, I remember being pretty good. I'll have a look at Stuntacular as I go past, because if there's one about to start, even if you join the back of the line, you'll be fine for a seat. Now I know that. I don't think I'd have much problem doing that. Next show is in 10 minutes, so I'm going to do it. This goes against what I just said. There's a lot of people waiting, but now I know the setup. It doesn't really matter if you go through first or last. There's an express queue, but again, it doesn't really matter. You'll get put in the one big room in the next room. So I'll do the show. It's only about 10-15 minute show. Just a little bit of faff about it, and then I'll catch up after the show. Right, I've just come out of the Bourne Stuntacular, and oh my god, it's by far the best theme park show there is that I've seen. I've seen quite a few now. Right, first of all, the negatives. 1, like I said yesterday, the faff getting people seated and then sitting people behind high back wheelchairs or ECVs and stuff. That's daft. Okay, so I said that yesterday. I moaned about that yesterday. Today, as you saw from those little tiny clips that I managed to get, I was front and centre. I was about 5 chairs to the left of the centre, and about 5 rows back as well. Because the right at the front, you are literally under the lower than the stage. So there's that. There's the 8-minute pre-show, which adds nothing. It adds absolutely nothing. And actually, considering the rest of the attraction, the quality of the projections on that, they are coming from a long way from the back of the room, are really poor quality. It's got the actress who plays one of the characters in the Bourne Identity, or in the Bourne series. I can't remember her name. But she's been filmed on green screen against some like graphics, and it looks badly done, like really badly done. And the reason why this is bizarre is because the rest of the show is basically one giant screen and a few set pieces, and the quality of that screen is phenomenal, to the point where at the moment the actors, anyone who's an actor in that is wearing a mask at the moment, to the point where I went, why isn't that actor wearing a mask, and then forgot it's actually a person. It's just a person in the screen. It's not, it's not really there. It's incredible quality. Now when stuff moves on and off, so basically you're given perspective inside that show. So it's so hard to describe. The only thing I can kind of compare it to is, imagine all the set pieces are on interactive dart ride cars. So they can move around the stage independently, but they sync perfectly to the background. So as I move this background now, a set piece would come on in exactly the right exactly right and stop. As it goes off, it'll go off exactly the right speed as well. And then if this turned on its axis, the whole thing would turn with it. So your view into the scene would turn with it. Absolutely fantastic. And then the special effects, there's gunshots. People come on with guns and start firing at the screen, and then glass shatters. There's people fall from a height, and you don't see the crash mat because the stage is opened and the crash mat's in there. What I wondered yesterday was the people on the screen in like communication graphics. So one person on the stage was communicating with the person on the screen by like video link, and they looked very like the actors yesterday, and I thought, I wonder how that's going to work if they are different actors today. Now today the woman was the same, but the man was different, very different. The man yesterday had grey hair, this man had like black hair, so it's definitely not the same person. The graphics on the screen where they're doing these video links, they're actually giving live links, so they are in little studios somewhere in the building, and they are being fed into the graphics on the big screen. And again, even in like the the HQ of wherever this is being run from, if the character moves around on their desk, the character's view comes into view again perfectly in perfect sync. There's loads of tracks running above your head. It's just phenomenal. It's by far the best thing in this park. Obviously that place has been designed for that show. And there's a few niggles. Oh, my last negative is emptying 1,000 or so people into a tiny gift shop, including with wheelchairs and ECVs. It takes forever to get out because everyone is just bunched up in the gift shop. But yeah, I cannot recommend that show enough. That's better than most shows I've seen in proper theatres. 8-minute pre-show, doesn't need to be there at all. If you left just seeing the show's about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you'd be absolutely happy. You would be content with that. You don't need the pre-show at all. All it adds is a massive faff. If you are using FastPass, you'll get yourselves right near the doors, which you don't actually want to be. You want to be about halfway in that big room because they ask you to just keep moving along all the row until every seat is filled, which obviously means if you're there first, you go at the end of a row and get a worse view. It's something that no theme park has been great at kind of working out how to load people so it's fair that if you wait the longest or if you pay for fast track, then you get the better seat, but it doesn't happen. I kind of waited and hesitated, and then my big tip is, as you're going into the auditorium, have an eye on like how many people are in front of you and which row is kind of almost like a third full. By the time you sit down, that's exactly what I did. By the time you sit, so there was rows which were completely empty, but if I went down that row, I'd have to go right to the end. So I didn't want to do that. But yeah, perfect view. I cannot tell you how well synced it is. It's perfectly synced. And at the end, one car comes up and the car is manoeuvring left and right as the screen dictates. Car disappears. What's better than one car? Two cars. Two cars pop up, and there's a stunt scene which happens with the two cars. Right at the end, the two cars go through some smoke and disappear, then the two cars are then computer generated, and then they do the final bit on there. I'll never do it justice. And actually videos, even if you could video in there, would never do it justice. It's the best thing in this park by a country. It's amazing to think that this park has Fast and Furious and that in the same area. It's just crazy. Like I said, there's no motion seats, there's nothing like that. There's just some good effects, fire effects, gunshots, surround sound. Phenomenal. Highly recommend. Anything I do now for the rest of the night is going to be rubbish. But I'm still going to do some stuff. So from that review, I'm not sure if you realise, I quite liked the Stuntacular. I'm going to have a quick look on the app and see what is what. The park's almost on 9, not 8. So I've got an extra bit of time to play with as well. That's the reason why I went into the show, because there's extra time there. Okay, Revenge of the Mummy, 15 minutes. I'll have myself some of that. Oh, I didn't look at Rip Ride Rocket. It has got a single rider queue, so I might do that on there. It's 2 per row, so you normally get quite a few 3s queuing up. It's good to do it at night, actually. It's quite a fun one to do at night. I won't be able to film on there, obviously. I think that one is actually full metal detectors for that one. I think I can walk this way. I am sick of this message. It plays every 10 to 15 minutes. no matter where you are. It plays through every single ride, every single queue line. In fact, it doesn't play on the ride. That's the only place that you can escape it. Every half an hour will be fine. And also, they're not even telling you to wear a mask. They're just telling you to follow CDC guidelines, which is to wear a mask, but they're not enforcing it. So what's the point? Right, again, no filming. But it's on 15 minutes. I'm very excited to be queuing 15 minutes. Not going to bother any single rider line for 15 minutes. Just going to get on it. There's a single rider line, but so this is one of the few rides here where it is proper. Revenge of the Mummy isn't real. This is a set, and this is how it works. We're actually already at the Fast Pass merge point, which is here. Single rider's a walk on as well, so I might have 2 goes on this whilst it's a walk on single rider. Well, I don't remember that at all. I was in the back row then, flying out my seat on a couple of them, a couple of little hills, and there's special effects. The first half is more of a dart ride. In fact, it's all a dart ride, isn't it? But I meant like it's telling you a story and you go around several corners and stuff. But I don't remember the roller coaster bit being very intense or very anything really. I did do it again, I think, at Universal Hollywood, so maybe I'm remembering that one a little bit. But the single rider queue was walk on, so I am 100% having another go on that straight away. That was brilliant, and they've got the fire room in there, and the whole ceiling's on fire. Very, very warm in there. It was very, very good. It's by far the best coaster in this park. And it doesn't take much to beat. I think there's only Rip Ride Rocket here, isn't there? I'm going straight back round again. It says 15 minutes, but I'm going to go single rider because it was walk on in single ride as well. So keep right. Oh yeah, it's straight on. Oh, it's so good. It's also a dual station. Okay. On that second ride, I just got the most ejected airtime, like a single point of airtime I can remember ever. I was sat back left, and it's after the fire room. It's just, I mean, you're basically running off a brake run, and I flew out my seat properly, more than Mako, more than anything I can remember. Only for a second, but it was proper ejected. I didn't feel that on the first one. I felt a little bit on the first one, but not like that. That was extreme. I grossly underestimated how good that was. It's absolutely brilliant. Also, I've just seen Jimmy Fallon has a 20-minute queue whilst that's walk on. That's a crime against humanity, is that. I kind of wanted to resist getting food, but I'm fairly needing some food now, I think. So, The Simpsons should be very nostalgic for me. I should love it. It just doesn't quite hit. I mean, maybe because the ride's rubbish. But Men in Black, I absolutely love, and obviously I grew up with it. So I'm very excited. I think that's on 20 minutes, so we'll go and do that. Also, rather late in the game, I've just noticed on the app, you can set up alerts. So I'll do one now at the side of the screen. So basically you go into the app and you tell the app what time you're prepared to wait for a ride, and it'll set up an alert. So if Rip Ride Rocket gets to 10 minutes, it'll give you an alert saying, oh, it's 10 minutes. Go and ride it. What a good idea. Universal are knocking this out of the park. I remember watching documentaries on this when it first became a new ride. It's also got a single rider queue. So I'll try this. I have no idea. It's a 25-minute wait. I have no idea if it's going to be long or if it's going to be short. But we'll find out. It smells like an airport. The only issue with single rider is I don't think I'm going to see that big room. The big MIB room. I think this is 3 people per row from memory. So it might be a fast one to get onto. Again, it's dual loading and single rider can go on either side. So this vehicle is actually easily accessible.
You guys,
That's amazing.
I expect to hear about you in
275.
1, 2, 3, 4 seats. Yeah, it's missing 2 seats to accommodate accessibility. That's amazing.
You wouldn't be going back home all day long. I push the buttons. That's right.
Love the music in there. Proper 3D sets. If you hit something happens. I tried to hit the other car, but I couldn't make them spin round at all because the sensor wasn't working. I'm toying with, because it's got no queue, not 25 minutes, just going around and having another go whilst it's empty. Again, nostalgia, do really enjoy it. No, I'm going to resist. Oh, look at these lights. Have I missed something? Maybe I've missed something. There's no single rider for Rip Ride Rocket. So I might have to brave the main queue with that one. This is advertised at 35 minutes and I probably won't wait for that. It looks great from the outside, but it's quite an average. Oh, it's 25 minutes, but even so, it's quite a bad simulator by modern terms. Because even Men in Black was quite an old ride, but it still stands up really. It's a fun ride, but this isn't great.
Yeah.
Look at this man drinking his beer.
I just got a milkshake. Well, it's like an ice cream basically. Joseph on the till. Maybe don't put him on the till. However, the lady cleaning tables basically, very lovely. I had a straw and then she gave me a spoon because she said it was better. Thank you very much. Okay, so milkshake gone. Time for ET. It says 15 minutes, but actually there's no one waiting, so I'm gonna head on this and hopefully sneak into the Rip Ride Rocket queue for a late night ride on there. This ride is that old. It's in 4x3. 4x3.
Hello, I'm Steven Spielberg, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the ET adventure.
So you used to give your name and you used to get a card. So basically ET would read out your name at the end of the ride. I don't think they're doing that at the minute. Oh no, maybe? We'll see. Whilst this is a good idea, like text to speech now, you can do it with your iPhone. So this seems a bit, they could get rid of this now and no one would really mind. Steer. Thank you. This seems like a bad system. Oh no, there is a person here guiding people, to be fair. The smell pods in here are extremely strong, but that's good. So he scans all the tickets as you go. It seems like a lot of effort for you know, Siri to read your name out, really. These are unique seats, I give them this. Not as long as I remember that, but really underrated dark ride with some fantastic effects. Like fibre optics. I don't know if they've gone in later, but back then I imagine fibre optic was actually quite, you know, that sparkler, and also the huge model in there. Absolutely massive. And the cars did move on the model. It didn't look like they were just projected onto it. It looked like they actually physically moved. And if that's the case, then even more impressive. There is a roller coaster behind me. In the back, Woody Woodpecker's something Express maybe, so something like that. When you go left it, was that Thunder? It might have been Thunder, that, you know. And if it's Thunder, we ain't getting on Rip Ride Rocket. I'm just going to quickly check the app. Okay, it's not Thunder. Is it a show? Is a show about to happen? There's loads of people waiting. Might have a look on the show times. It's down this way. I just asked the guy. I said over here is the centre, so it's not a full lake show. But I have no idea what this is. I've not seen it advertised. I'll see. I wonder if I can stand on this bit here if they'll let me. There's other people up there. Okay, so it's a fountain show. And it starts at 9:15, which means that I won't be able to get on Rip Ride Rocket. It's the Universal Orlando's cinematic celebration. That's what it is. So what I might do is I might see it tomorrow. Don't know now. Don't know what to do. I could also come here Thursday evening after SeaWorld. Got options. It's going to be a 30-minute queue for Rip Ride Rocket. Don't think it's going to get much better than that, to be fair. So I thought I'd give it a go now. I think those lights are actually coming from the Islands of Adventure. I'm not really sure what that is for. Because I don't think Harry Potter's on this side. Oh, they've gone off. Yeah, no idea what they're for. Okay, so maybe in tomorrow's video I'll put some shots of this off-ride. Because during the night you're not going to see much, I don't think. That's a nice noise. Cameras have to go in a locker in here. Everything, metal, I think it's a full metal detector in order to get onto it. So this is the first time I've actually done a lock-in one today. You've got to scan your park ticket. This is a nice part of the park, isn't it? Down there. You got to scan your park ticket. It gives you a little locker, not a big one, a little one, which you get for free until the end of your ride. If you, oh, the lockers are quite big here. It's a good system if you're being forced to use a locker. Here we got a green light over here.
Ticket at a locker station that has a green light. Remember to keep your ticket after riding. You will be passing through metal detection for this attraction. Remember to keep your park ticket with you.
Okay, so those bigger lockers you do have to pay for. But these ones are free. I was really confused then. Right, you gotta go to the locker. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so fantastic ride. Actually, I forgot what it was. No single ride down. I saw a lot of cars going out with empty single rider seats, and a lot of twos going out empty actually. And then when I got on, I was in the third row of the first car, and the left seat was out of use. And the left seat was out of use on every car. Only the front car, back left, was out of use. So does that mean that because one isn't working, it's just easier to lock them all off, maybe? I did mean the wait was a bit longer, although it was exactly half an hour, like it said. The fountain show has fireworks. We missed the fire. I could have been on it whilst the fireworks were going off if I was there 5 minutes earlier. But it does mean I do want to definitely see that. It's now 9:10, and I want to see if I can get on the VelociCoaster before it closes. It's a lot of effort. but that'd be worth it. If I feel like I'm not going to make it because of the crowds, I'll do the Hulk. "40 minutes to go." I definitely think I'll get in the queue line. It's still raining. It's rained all day, non-stop. Whichever queue Stu gets in, it's going to be the long one. Everyone's leaving. I'm coming for one last go. Hello again. Even though I think Hagrid's will be great, I think this will be better. I would like to do Hagrid's at night, but it's been raining, it's been running all day. I think this thing will be absolutely flying. Sometimes in the evening you can't wait for the front anymore, because obviously they had like 10 trains worth for the front row. So I'll try and ask for the front. If not, then it is what it is. Oh, this is going to be perfectly timed. Whoa. It looks absolutely stunning at night. Absolutely stunning. You've got obviously the main area, but the sign changes to yellow as well, or like an amber. It's brilliant. Absolutely unbelievable. And this is the end of the line here. Oh wow. This is 20 minutes tops. Because this bit is semi-indoor, it shouldn't matter, but it looks so much better at night with no lights filling in. Oh, should we just keep jumping? Am I invisible? It's worth noting, I haven't stopped walking yet in the queue. Does that technically count as... There you go, that's the first ever person who I've seen actually vlog bomb. So well done to you. I imagine most fast passes have come in already now. So it is just the main queue, but it is flying. I like to think German operations are good, but this thing eats people. Which is ironic given its title. Within 5 minutes. You can actually feel these guys breathe in. The problem is they're moving that fast, you don't see anything. Crazy. Oh, the lockers already. My God, that's so brilliant. I don't know whether to do that again. I'll try and run over to Hagrid's. I've done both at night. I've got 10 minutes. Right, I'm gonna go and try and do Hagrid's. I've done that at night as well. This thing is insane. I've not done Mako at night, so I can't comment on if that's good or bad. But that is insane. You get all the fantastic twisty bits of Taron, but then it can really stretch its legs by coming for this outer section. So you get the best of both worlds, really. It's fantastic, and obviously operations are incredible. I asked for, I was gonna go for the front, but they were letting people queue up for it, but there's like 6 trains. And I could have done that, but that'd have been the final ride of the night. It still might be, yeah. But they did let me have row 12, which is the back row, which is just insane. I would say the head choppers work better at the back, and the reason for that is you can't see them coming, you literally only see them as they pass your head, and it works a bit better that way, I think. Some fireworks have just gone off, but I have no idea why. Here's Hogsmeade. Advertised 70 minutes. I don't believe them. I just hope they let me into the queue line. I mean, I've not been here at night, and the castle looks brilliant. It's all projection mapped. If I can see that on the way out, I'll have a look. If not, I'll try and come one of the other days. People are still putting stuff in the lockers. Is it still open? I think so. Still open? Yeah, good. Just made it. I mean, these lights are a bit... Jesus Christ. It's... I mean... There's no atmosphere there, is there? I don't think you'll see much. And now I've got a good gauge of the queue line. I know roughly how long it is. If it is that long, then so be it. It needs to be at least outside to be anywhere near 70 minutes. I waited half an hour from outside earlier. Hope this will be a good night ride.
Moving platform. Parties of 3 or larger.
We are queuing up from outside.
Parties of 3 or larger will be...
For about half an hour.
Yes, ladies.
Like I just made it. It's now 1 minute past 10 and no one else is coming in. This is the last of them. There's no one left. The final one tonight. This is a rare sight. Absolutely empty Hagrid's now. We're on the last train of the day, which I don't mind because it means I'm going to get a motorbike, which is good. Very, very happy about that. I was worried that I was going to get a sidecard again, and they can't see me. Front row, last train of the day, on the motorbike. Very, very happy. It was raining a little bit, but it's just like a mist. It wasn't like it didn't hurt or anything. Fantastic. So glad that came and did the final ride on the dark ride. So the reason why we got the last train is we weren't the last to go in is because they put all the 2s on first. And it meant the last bunch of odd numbers could all get, if they wanted, could all get a motorbike. So I'm glad to see that the common sense like prevailed at the end, because there was only 4 of us on that last train. Really, 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 really good. And it's just quite nice that they did just go, rather than try and still pair people up, they knew it was the last train. So yeah, just one, you just be by yourself. It wasn't just me, there was actually in the group behind me, there was three of them, and they all split up so they could all have a motorbike each. 37 minutes to now. From when I started queuing up to now. 37 minutes. I advertised 70, but obviously don't want people going in the queue line when they get there. But yeah, absolutely incredible ride. Just, I would never queue up 10 hours for it, but really, really good. This park is cleared out fast. I don't think I've ever seen it this empty. It's only 20 past. certainly more lively when all the lights come on. It might be a bit dark, but I'll do the wrap up here. So what a day. Started off, I only went in at 2 o'clock, don't forget, and that kind of brings me to my point about the shuttles from our hotel. I know I've mentioned it a lot, I moaned about it a lot, but 5 PM is their earliest shuttle. I think 7:20 is their latest. It's now coming up to 11 o'clock. I arrived at about 2. Did Gringotts, got the Hogwarts Express, Hagrid's twice, then walked back over to Studios, Men in Black, E.T., the Revenge of the Mummy twice, Rip Ride Rocket, and then back over to Islands of Adventure for VelociCoaster, and then that final absolutely amazing, to be fair, VelociCoaster was as well, ride on Hagrid's. It's just been, and like I say, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a bit, 8 hours. I was considering the express options, but they're not needed really. It depends. If you literally wanted to do it in one day, it costs you $220 to get express at both parks, so it's possible. Last time with Universal, I don't know, maybe it's just screen after screen after screen, and the Hagrid's queue was about 2 hours, like when we did it once. It's really raised the bar, and also the hotel was winding us up a little bit when we stayed there, so I wouldn't stay in the hotel again. But when it comes to the parks, I'm going to press this button. They are really above and beyond at the moment. They're fantastic. Highly recommend. Oh, that was quick. That never happens. Yeah, really recommend it. It's beating Disney. Rise of Resistance, you know, maybe not, but everything else, I don't know. It's, and oh, how did I forget the Bourne How did I forget the Bourne Stuntacular? Phenomenal, and I had a great seat for it as well. Yeah, just an absolutely fantastic day. I'll be home before midnight, even though I have to walk, and it's still raining. I don't know how well that's going to be picked up on camera. It is still raining, like a mist. It's a constant mist, and it's been like this all day. If it was hot, it would be genuinely lovely, like when the fans have mist and they blow it at you. If this mist and light drizzle mean it keeps the clouds away, I am all for it. Absolutely all for it. You can see the fun spot there. I think I pointed that out in another video. All nicely lit up. That is the one with the Hide of the Ride clone rather than Mind Blower. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the other one. I don't know whether to take a break from Universal tomorrow and go to SeaWorld and maybe Fun Spot if I can get a cheap Uber over there. But Fun Spot, you have to go quite late to get the evening wristband, otherwise full day wristband's like $50 or something. It's something crazy. I don't know how that's going to work. I've absolutely loved today. It's been a fantastic day at Universal, both parks. I am starving. I have only had a Coke Zero and a milkshake. I've got stuff in the room. I want to save a bit of money. It's expensive. Everything's expensive. But other than that, thank you for watching. It might be a semi-long video, this one. So if you've got to the end, please subscribe. Right now, as I'm filming this is obviously many videos into the trip now. We have 59 subscribers and about 9,500 views, which I know is tiny, but you know, from small acorns do oak trees grow. Is that the saying? I don't know. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which will either be Universal or SeaWorld, as soon as I've worked it out.